Hi everybody, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to handle this corner of the building. So there was a previous tutorial that I did specifically on this facade, and I created a panel that kind of allowed you to twist and vary it by different angles, and you were able to do this sort of facade. And I had some requests asking how do you turn a corner with that kind of panel. So today I'm going to show you how to kind of make a corner panel for this facade. So let's open up a new Revit session, and I'm going to open the previous file, which you guys should have been at this stage. Let's let it load. Okay, so this is the file that I've created previously for the previous tutorial that has the panels. And basically what I'm going to show you is how to turn a corner from this side to the other side. And for now I'm just going to do a 90-degree straight angle. I might have to look into how to handle a different corner when it's kind of slanted. But for the sake of keeping it simple, I'm just going to build a simple panel to turn the corner like this in a 90-degree angle. So let's open up a new family, and it's a pattern-based panel. So what we want to do is select a point and hit set work plane and set it on the horizontal plane of each one of the corner points, and drop a point there. And again reset it, drop a point on top of the other point, and do it for all four of the points. So when you have it, just escape out of it. Now if you hover over that point, you'll be able to select it. You can just tap through it, and let's just lift them up. And I think I talked about this before. What happens is that those points are kind of related to the four adaptive points, so they always move in the vertical direction, but they also now have an offset parameter, which is the distance from this point. So if we set this offset parameter to be a we can call it whatever, offset, and I'm gonna set it to instance. And now let's set all four of those points to have the exact same instance parameter. So if you hold Control and just select each one of them, and then apply the offset parameter to them. So now they all moving at the same time, and they all exact same distance from that center line. Next thing, let's draw a reference line. Let's make sure we have the 3D snapping checked on. And let's create another set of reference points. So now I'm just going to drop it to a negative value. Let's draw another set of points, and let's have that point hosted on the line here, and in the bottom. Now, so if you select that point is hosted on the line, and it has a parameter here, which we can set to be, I'm going to call it mid, just because I want to keep it a type, just because I want to make sure that this parameter is the same for all the points, and I want it to be exactly in the middle, so let's set it to 0.5, and let's apply the same parameter to all three of them. Now if we go to line and just connect those 3 points. There you go. Now, next thing I want to do is drop 2 additional points hosted on the 2 lines that we just drew. Now, for now, the location isn't really important where you drop them. So now let's select the very first point and the 2 newly created points and the last point, and do is supply through points, and you can see the curve there created. It's kind of weird looking, and it's kind of sticking out. So let's drag this point over, and as close as we can drag it to that point, it will kind of flatten it out. Okay, let's select that line and check that it's a reference line. Okay, and from the previous tutorial, let me just open it. So this is the panel that we created previously, and from that tutorial I remember the width of that panel being 6 inches in each side, so it's 1 foot wide. And if I go back to this, I can verify that. So it's 1 foot. It's a 1 foot wide panel. So now being in here, knowing that it's in the 1 foot wide panel, I can either create a line that's 1 foot wide and sweep it along the path, or I could just make sure that it takes up the whole width of the panel. And in this case, when the panels are set to be, when the pattern is set to be 1 foot wide, the panel will take up the whole width. So it always will be the right width. So let's do that. Let's select this line. You can hover over it and tab. Select this line. Select the curve, and then select the last one, and create form. That kind of creates this shape. And the only thing now that we have to set, if we go to types, is the offset parameter. I'm just gonna set it to 2 feet, but I'll show you later where that 2 feet comes from. Okay, and let's load that panel into the family. And what we want to do is put a pattern on this thing, on this side, and I think it was fixed distance 1 foot, and this one was 1, so we just have horizontal slits. And next thing we want to do is we'll have to replace this portion. I'll place the panel on this side, and we'll have to replace this corner with the new panel. So what we want to do is first get a new grid line here. So hit set and select the middle vertical plane. Now go to back and select reference plane and just draw a vertical reference plane. And what we're gonna do with that reference plane is that we're gonna use it as it intersects to draw. Now just select it. We're gonna use it as an intersecting plane to draw another grid line and create a new set of, a kind of different pattern. And hit finish. So you see what that does. It creates another grid line here, and it replaces with all these panels. So if you just hover over that and select that panel, and then we replace it with the new panel that we just created for corner, you can see it pops in. Now the reason why there's offset discrepancy is that the previous panel that I created, if you added its type, it has a 6-inch offset, so let's change that to 0. Alright, so we have that, and now the next thing to do is just make sure that the next set of panels, let me apply them first. Let's do this one. These are all just kind of flat panels. I think I had a different family when these were twisting and stuff. Okay. So now they're all flat, but they kind of running continuously through, so we need to do another intersecting grid line here and just delete all these. So let's do set again. Select this kind of north-south reference plane first. Now go to left, do a reference plane, and you can see where that panel comes in. So let's snap there, drag it all the way down, and if you select that plane, you can see the bubbles that we can just drag out. Now select this entire side and do again the same thing that we did before, which is intersects, select that plane that we just drew and finish. And now you can see creates another side here. So now what we want to do is just delete that panel or replace it with an empty panel. So what I'm going to do is actually replace it with an empty panel. So go to new family, pattern base, and this is just an empty panel. Let's load that into this family, and if we select this panel and replace it with the newly created empty panel, then that's what we get. So you kind of see now we have a nice round corner, and we can do, and you know, it's just kind of a matter of going through this entire thing and replacing this side with an empty panels and replacing this side with the corner panels. So I'll just open the one that I created previously preparing for this tutorial, and voila, you kind of see how you can get this nice rounded corner for those panels. And again, you know, you get the other from the previous tutorial, you get the panels that kind of rotate up and down. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and probably next I'll try to look into creating another panel for the slanted corner surface. For now, feel free to experiment with the ones that I created. I'll have them posted on the blog. Also, an answer to all the questions that I'm getting about the previous panel and all the parameters that go into it. I have posted the panel itself, all the Revit families, and you know, all the formulas on my blog page at www.archi-lab.net. It's, you know, the address for the blog is on all my videos, so just feel free to go there, download the files, play with them. I'll have this one posted as well. Alright, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned. I'll have some more parametric facades coming up in the future.